Yo, 420 kids live direct in effect, Oklahoma City bound to D-Town. Knowledge is key, dirty Mac, and what's happening?
What's going down? Knowledge is the motherfucking key up in the building.
What's the biz naive?
Dirty Mac, man. What's popping, God body? What's popping?
You know, popping like overred and barking. Tonight's episode, we got what do people look for in relationships? Don't forget to cash app your boy Knowledge is Key and Dirty Mac. You hear me? We taking everything that can contribute to the growth of the channel. You hear me? So we gotta. I take cash out.
Hey,
sales.
He put in there. Hey, we got the choir going and everything. Y'all hear that shit? Hey, we got the choir going and everything. It's full
I
fledged.
can dig it.
We definitely get into it inside and outside of it though.
For real.
Brother.
Tonight,
man. So yeah, we popping, man. Know that we do this for the future. We do this for the present and the future. You know, I don't think y'all be getting these high vibrations that we be hitting with this 420 twin, man. We do it for the high vibrations. So I say, man, we love relationships. Like we love people relationships with their mamas, with their daddies, with their aunts, with their uncles, with their far relatives. We want to build communities. And bigger than none, the relationship between man and woman. I mean, it's some serious, things out here in this world. We live in some different times. So, hey, that's what we trying to build on. So, Dirty Mac, God body, man, who would be better to set it off than the great Dirty MAC? You know what I'm saying?
Relaxing
for it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hey, you not entertained. Oh, you not entertained. But we're trying to build and heal. That's all. Create these think tanks, come together and maybe we can find a medium between the BS, the high power BS. A lot of people is on high power BS, like you said. We have relationships with our friends, relationship with our families, our mothers, our fathers, our children, siblings, loved ones, and etc. And I think the base of any relationship is friendship. That's the base. That's just the bare minimum. Friendship, respect, honor, trust, compassion, helpfulness, things of that nature, building good character traits. So that we need to concentrate on that. First, we got to learn to build ourselves up before we can build anybody else up. A lot of people like to tear people down because they've been torn down their whole life. Their whole lives, they've been tearing them down. Their mama been you ain't shit. You ain't gonna never be shit. Your daddy wasn't shit, so you ain't gonna be shit. So, damn, so such uplifting words, So, in turn, a lot of people see mom and dad fuss and fight in relationships. And they think it's not a real relationship if we're not tearing each other down. Oh, look at you. Yada, 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 yada. Yada, yada, yada. Of her crying and going crazy. Oh. And then now, oh, I'm sorry, baby. I love you. I'm sorry. It's a lot of craziness, a lot of foolishness going on. People like to say that they're adults, but oftentimes we tend to stay in children's place. Because children grow into adults, but oftentimes when you fussing and fighting and screaming and carrying on, we're acting like children. So we got to do better with that. So just what's a few basic things that you think could sustain a successful relationship? And what is a few things that you think could tear a relationship down?
That's to me, I would like to always say you start off with the words. So we say relationships. First part of that word, relate. Relate. And the next part, you're going to go to the ship, which we'll get to that too. But first of all, you got to relate to somebody. You got to be able to understand where they come from or willing to take your ego out of it and see what they've been through to see how they got to where they is. And then that's the reason why they are the way they are. Like there's only one or two things. Either you form yourself from inside out or your environment form. Your experiences form you. So you either let your experience and your environment form you or you go from within and you begin to formulate yourself. You begin to be like water. You're able to form yourself into whatever you think. So until you get to that point, you either what your experiences made you, what the world has taught you, what you have experienced, what you feel, you are those type of things. You have been molded by something outside of yourself. You know, so I think the first part of the relationship is to relate. If you can learn to relate or be willing to go through what you got to go through to relate with a person, then you know, get on a ship with a person that you don't relate to. That's a whew. I mean, unless you get ready to get sent out of there. So me, I would take my God body.
Salute. The
Look
queen to bless us with
at
her
that.
presence.
Look at that.
Miss
Look at
Demetria
that.
Good of the
Look,
Good
all I
Fight.
get is a link. So I was like,
God
okay, I'm in
body.
my bed, so you're gonna see me
Word
sitting
life.
in I'm working.
Straight up. The
God
queen bless us
body.
with her presence.
God
I
body.
can dig it. We got the butterfly goddess as well.
Oh, look
We
at that.
have,
God
Hey,
body. God body.
Hey,
We
God
got some.
body.
We got a balance on her. We got a balance on her now. You thought we was finna jump you, didn't you? You thought we was finna jump you tonight.
It say
look,
that.
I just got a link.
Word life. Word life. Word
I said
life.
I'm gonna shock you today. I'm joining.
She
Word
sure
life.
did. She pulled up with the
Word
pull
life.
up. You heard me? I could dig
God
it.
body.
Tell us about it. What are a couple of successful things that you think we can do to sustain a relationship? Any one of the women can take the floor first.
Who want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, kick it off. Kick off the ball.
I think personally that a man and a woman should both support each other, right? But what I notice is a lot of days men become envious of their ladies, because sometimes our grind is differently, and instead of working with us, they make it a challenge for us. So I think that y'all could be more supportive, like just supporting us more, because once we get there, you definitely coming along with us. Don't envy us.
I can dig that. Appreciate that insight. Miss Butterfly Goddess, tell us about it. What do you think a couple of things we can do to sustain relationships?
to take the lead. Sometimes men don't want to take the lead. Want to just be supported at certain instincts. Want to actually do the work. So women are nurturers.
Yeah.
That's what we do. So in order for us to help nurture you, because that's what we are living. But we both have to be supportive of each other. It's not one way or the other. We both have to be supportive of each other. So women and men have to learn how to work together, or so in that zone that we have to take the lead nowadays, and we shouldn't have to do that.
I 100% agree. We should learn to have bipartisan issues. Knowledge is key.
Well, I got a question
But
for
women
y'all.
have to learn how to the road too.
Yeah, exactly. I think more women should be submissive. We have this dominant trait. I think society has kind of taught us, since we've been grinders, we get this trait about us that sometimes we can't be submissive, but it's okay to be submissive, But I got a question for y'all. Well, what do y'all think that y'all could do better, in a relationship for for your woman?
That's simple. I would have to start off with what you said prior to. So you're the first lady that spoke up. So it's like the first thing you said was men being envious of women. We have to listen to what a woman says, like and hear the woman versus and understand this. Like it's two different things. People say listen to a woman, but you have to realize a woman normally thinks with her emotions. So you can't get into the word game with a woman. So I say, listen to you. I say, why would a man ever feel envious of a woman? Like, it doesn't add up. If I know a woman thinks from her emotions, and I'm a man, so I think logically, it's going to be easy for me to know where my place is. I'm not going to argue with a woman. Like, why argue? Why argue with you when you ran by the moon, I'm ran by the sun? You know, you're going to go through cycles. You're not going to feel the same way every day. I know I don't know what a cycle feels like, but however, I know you're not going to feel the same way every day. But I know how I'm going to feel. So therefore, when you start off just knowing the person, that's why I say relationship deals with relate first. You have to be able to relate to a person before you get on a ship with a person, or you could have stayed on your own ship. You know, so hey, I say out top, we got to start to learn to listen to one another and understand our natural cycles, because we have definitely gotten off what a natural cycle is. So once we understand the natural cycles, then it'll be easy to relate to one another, to where you would get on a ship with a person and you say, I'm good. I ain't gonna want to jump off the ship and kill myself. Hey, because you was on your own boat, but once you get in that relationship, y'all on the same ship together. It's not supposed to be a discussion of how you separate or get rid of people. All this stuff that is put out here, like we got to start building nations, so we got to get smarter with it. But that's my focus on what you just gave there, Dirty MAC, man. What you got there, bro?
I appreciate all of that insight from the lovely brothers and sisters. Me personally, we can start respecting our women more. Like you said, the emotional standpoint. I often indulge in. I'm an emotional guy. I think men are more emotional than women. You hear me? The women just know how to deal with the emotions better. You know, they'll sit and cry. They'll talk about it. You know, men have this macho bravado where they're supposed to have everything together. So it's hard for men to sometimes sit and talk to their woman about, hey man, I'm going through it. I'm having a bad day. I don't know where I'm gonna get this money from. Yada yada yada. Whatever the case may be. And first thing we can do to balance the relationship or come to a medium is start showing more respect. We got to be more patient with our women because they have been burned both responsibilities of the father and the mother. So they've been doing it, raising single parent families. You know, so the queen, the African woman is the black woman is held in high regards in the black family because she's been there. So we have to understand their trials and trumps and tribulations and work through her strength. We had a couple of females on here and they was talking about it was an insult to call a woman strong, you know, and I get it. You know, I see both flip sides of the coin, but we got to do better.
Yeah, because it's not strong, it's a hustle. Like we constantly we grinding all the time. But I think the biggest thing in relationships, and this is what I preach because I deal with this part of it, is that I think that marriage counseling is counseling, right? Relationship. But I think people like really need to go see therapists. Like if you're getting in a serious relationship, I think both parties need to go see therapists and talk about starting from their childhood. And so people can understand like what traumas you went through so that I could better understand you. Because what we do is we get in relationships and we're dealing with all these mental health issues, and it can be on both ends. And I just put a post up about that, right? Like he could have mental health issues. I could have mental health issues, but I deal with my mental health issues differently. I deal with them like I don't want to be like my family. I don't want to be like that growing up. But how a male deals with his mental health issues is because he's taught not to cry. He's taught to be strong. So that y'all bottle up a lot more than we do, which causes the opposite, like narcissistic behaviors and the weakness, because when y'all hit low differently than a woman. When we hit low, we on that urge to grind and to get it together. Men just, I mean, they can't handle when we there for them, and when it's like sometimes we get pulled down with them. So I think it's important to know who you dealing with mental health issues, so that you can address. If you choose to deal with them, you deal with them. If you don't, you don't. But mental health issues plays the biggest part in a relationship.
I
I
think we just need
100% agree.
to. I think we just need to express ourselves without social media.
Mm-hmm.
I
Agree.
mean, about stuff. Everything that I go through, I'm gonna definitely tell you. I'm going to express myself. Not like it, but you'll get over it. And I said I'm done with it.
That's right. Good. It depends on how you say it, though. I'm fresh off a fresh argument. You hear me? I think we grew from it. Oh man, you was we barking. She
Dirty.
you know.
Look, I'm not just gonna say what I have to say, and I'm done.
There you go.
Yeah, for me now, I'll leave a relationship if my peace is violated. I don't care if I'm with you for 20 years. I'm gonna leave you. Like I just my peace is more important than anything, you know. So
Anything.
that's the biggest
Ma'am.
part is loving yourself. Our brothers have to love themselves. Our sisters have to love themselves, and in order to be loved, you gotta love yourself so you can feel the love that's around you. You'll never know true love if you don't love yourself.
Absolutely.
That's first.
I can't love nobody till I love myself. That's real. That's real right there. That's real. You
But
can't love
think
nobody
about
till
it. But think about go back to all your relationships and think about that peace where you just wasn't happy.
God
You
body.
wasn't happy.
Hey, Queen.
Peace to the God.
Hey,
Peace to the guys.
beautiful.
Pull
How
up.
are you?
How y'all doing?
How you
Good, how are
doing?
you?
Good.
It's nice of you to join us. You're about 30 minutes late.
I was trying to figure out. I still don't know how to link it to my socials, but
All right. I'm gonna send you the link
I
again.
shouldn't get on social media. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you the link one more again. But we talking about what do people look for in relationships and how we can build bridges instead of burning them up.
I got a brand new question. Just pull it up.
Water tastes better out of a bottle too. I'm sorry to interrupt you though, bro.
Hey, out of glass.
Drink you some water out of glass.
Out of glass.
Out of glass.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Sure
It's
is water.
delicious and refreshing. I see how you she think I'm pouring up like oh wait, but go ahead, my brother.
Hey, look, they sipping for real, sipping on gin and juice. Hey, all right. So, big question, like, why, in y'all's perspective, like women say they like nice guys? Why do the nice guy finish last? Why? Or because we gonna answer the same question because I really want to know.
Who said they like nice guys?
No, I'm saying why do nice people finish last? No, I'm listening to you though. No, that's some stuff that just popped out there to the world. So I just want to hear y'all's perception on that. Like with guys on here, we just want to hear y'all perception of that.
So first, what do you consider nice?
Yeah, I mean, nice. So somebody who treats you nice, who respects you, who tells you the truth, who comes home when they say they're gonna come home, like all these things. Now, yeah, but I'm saying this is what people. I'm saying this is what people say is nice, huh?
Them some crazy people.
I need crazy people.
Them some crazy people.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, they don't like nice guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mic check. We having a little bit of technical difficulties. Y'all bear with us. What she saying?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
I think that sometimes when people say nice guys and women don't like nice guys, that they're really confusing nice with soft. We do not like soft men, but we like nice men. Of course, we love respectful, well-mannered men who know how to treat us, but we do not want a soft man that we can just kind of push over and don't respect and are going to let us do whatever. No woman wants that. No real woman wants that. We just don't.
I agree with you 100%.
Damn. That's it right.
They crashed my heart. They crashed my hard drive, but I'm listening.
Hey, no. Hey, I think it's real, and this is why it's real, because we have y'all ladies on here now this older. We probably already have younger generations, this adults already. So when it's all said and done, I look at the new age era of disrespect. This is what I'm saying. I think we have a correction of our culture. Like we have a certain culture that has been adopted, but we didn't create it. We didn't create the culture. Like I said, we came up when we knew what hip hop was. Higher infinite power helping our people. We knew that existed. Now we know drill music. We know trap music. We know gangster music. But it's all considered up as rap. So rap, what you do with a rap is you put something in a product, in a product in a package like a Snicker. You put it in a wrapper, and you make that wrapper. You make it shiny. You put gold things on it that's attractive, and then you sell it. But once you take it out and eat it, you throw the wrapper away. So we're in a culture where literally y'all see Young Thug, y'all see a lot of these high class celebrities go through scandals or different things because they didn't actually have no purpose driven life. They didn't have morals or standards or nothing. They really got into what the world that trapped in. They got caught into that, like the hype. So when you pay attention and you're able to change things from where you're presently at, then that's why I asked why the nice guy finished last, because when you come up, the realism is awakes the coward. You know what I'm saying? Batman gets remembered. Spider-Man, Superman, Black Panther, they get remembered. The coward who ran never gets remembered. But you have people that are willing to die for that. They'll die over gangbanging. People out here will die over money. They will die over a beef or argument or relationship, but they will not die for a purpose. You know, you stand up for what nobody else in the world will stand up for, they're going to sit down. They watch Jesus die, is what they tell us. We didn't learn this our whole life. Like, somebody killed Jesus, but they say he gave his life away and was sacrificed on the cross. But, you know, who was putting the nails on the hands? Who was the people that sit around and watch these events take place? Like, so now we dealing in a different world. I really think the have the reign. The women have had the reign so long, they have turned the women into half man, half woman. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing for but to real men to step up, identify the women, communicate with them, get on the same wavelength, and try to recorrect things, because the correction is going to have to come from y'all. Like, this is the realness to me. I talk to men, I see where their minds are at mentally for the most part. God body to all my real God body brothers is out there popping, but the realism of it is from the women give birth, they give birth. The man does shoot the seeds, where it's 400 million sperm cells swimming, but however, the woman holds and gives birth to that. She's the child's first teacher. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if y'all correct, we correct, but I agree with the part about not liking the coward. That shit is real for any person. But the amount of disrespect that we have towards each other. Like a dude said to me, a young dude, he was like, bro, you smart than a motherfucker, bitch. He say, bitch, you smart than a motherfucker. Bro, I almost lost my sense with this young brother. I stopped him, but at the same time, it wasn't to stop him on that. He said, hey, bro, in New Orleans, bitch is a gender neutral word. He said, it's literally like, I'm happy to see you, bitch. Like, you know, it's a gender neutral word to them. But I told him words have power. Words are powerful. Like, they carry a vibration. So you begin to use these things and you think, well, we black, we make anything good. You begin to say them, but you can say, what's up, my nigga? You say, I'm killing it. You will start to see there's still a very slight variance in between the two. You change the vocals and they could turn two different situations. Like, we the only culture that when you go to clubs, you might have to worry about the club getting shot out. But if I go to a reggae club, a reggae place, you'll never see people fighting, no beef, no problems, nothing. They the same color. We all the same people. It's just the culture. Like, I think we look at it different. So if I was to focus on the young goddesses, like I say to men, we got to start being more honest. When women walk through the club and I'm with a group of dudes and we see a woman walk by that we really looking at, they think the man looking at them like, oh, she look nice, and then looking at her like, and you see that bitch? I will fuck the shit out of this bitch. This is what they really saying, like to the group. So I'm gonna bring to the people and keep the real. Hey, on the man side, this is what's going on over here. On the women's side, they say we with our girls. This is what's going on over here. Somewhere in between, people will bullshit and all that fall from the side, and people will be able to communicate. Because I think we have been baptized by a system, taught from school generations and all that, not to recognize real or be able to speak real with people when it's very easy to be real, to be real. Like,
That's
but
right.
that
That's right.
realness is, yeah, y'all got it, bro.
But how
I
do
know
you
somebody
so then?
say.
So how do you get the brother to respect the woman then? Because everything that you said is you want us to do things, but if the brother is disrespecting us, then where do we come to terms at?
Word life. Y'all come to terms right here. I'm right here saying what I'm saying right here today. I'm walking in my path that I'm supposed to walk. Like, I can't speak for what everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
How do what?
How do you get awareness to the other brothers? Like, what's the fact?
Exactly what I'm doing. It's three goddesses pulled up here. This is the first time it's happened, but y'all all put up relatively at the same time. It's supposed to be that. Like, that's literally the way I look at life and try to roll past it. Everything we do is supposed to happen the way it's exactly supposed to happen. So how do I get to that? It's gonna be some to wake up. It's sisters. God said they're gonna hear y'all tomorrow. They're gonna hear us. We're gonna keep moving forward to like build a hit. We're gonna throw these things out there, whatever we have possible, and we can make it happen. To me, good. She has the good fight going. We need to pull up on the fight. I don't want to hear nothing about. I don't want to hear nothing about. I got a schedule. We doing this. Nah, we pulling up like same way you pulled up tonight on here. We're gonna pull up on you. Like whenever we're gonna pull up. This is how we start doing it. That's how a man takes a lead. When a man quit arguing with a woman and just keep moving, he don't see that woman follow him anyways. You know what I'm saying? When he just keep moving, she's gonna follow you.
Nope.
With each other without arguing. Talking about we have to learn how to talk. We don't have to argue every time. Type of communication. You have to be an argument every time. Every time we do that, we look. I'm gonna speak from my grandma and how they raised us. We ain't never seen them argue. So we should learn without our. It's like a different type. And it's the respect. Respect one another.
And see, and I think that depends on the household too, because I seen the opposite. I seen my uncles and family members argue and do all of. So it's like, what is it teaching us, right? The perception of how men are that we watch growing up. They teach us a lot. It make us look at them like, most men like this, especially if they have these cheating habits. You watch it, so it does something to us too. Like, they cheating on all these women, the mindset of the woman, because women, I've cheated before, not married or like in a maybe not serious, but but we plan. So it's like women cheat just as much as men. So it's like we just sneaky about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a cheater now, but my past when I was younger, we plan weeks ahead.
I can dig that.
I would
take a picture and you think we somewhere else.
I would love to say to what Brother Knowledge said, a few things. The first one is bitch is absolutely gender neutral. That is not married to women. Most of the bitches I know are men. That's just what it is. As far as some of us being as far as the women being half women, half men is what you said. First of all, a lot of what you said, I didn't get the correlation to what you were saying and the original question, which was, why do nice guys finish last and why we don't like nice men? And when I told you we don't like, we do love nice men, respectful, whatever, we don't like soft men. And then everything you said was 100% not related to the question. But we are not half women, half men. We are, and I know that I spoke with you guys about this before on a call. Women can operate in either their feminine or masculine energy. And in the absence of our men, we tap into our masculine energy to continue to lead our families and do things like that. It does not make us have man, have woman. We are always open to receiving our king and getting out of the way so that he can step back into his rightful place and lead. You mentioned women holding the reins, and it's on us to kind of fix it and make the corrections. Same questions I asked you last time, like, why is it always on the woman? Like, that's just weird to me to say. It's not on us, it's on all of us collectively to take accountability, to heal, and to do what we need to do to move forward, and govern ourselves and our families and our communities accordingly, so that we can get back to how it's meant for us to live and to operate. And then lastly, when the sister asked you, how do we get the men to respect us, and how do we do this and how do we do that, then you went on about, we're doing this and it's the podcast, we're talking, and how you do that is like yourself, who claim to be about a certain life and want these things for our communities. You're gonna have to step up and have some hard conversations with your fellow males, because I don't call them men when they operate a certain way. Like, y'all gotta hold them accountable, and it's gonna be difficult. You're gonna have some friends that are bitch ass niggas and deadbeat daddies and all of that. Like, y'all have to have those tough conversations with them, and you need to let them know, no, this is 100% not acceptable. When we're talking about the neighborhoods and the violence and the shooting, like, that's not something we can do. It takes the other men, how back in the day, and this is why it's important for us to know our history and teach our children our history. Back in the days when gangs were created in our communities, they were created as street organizations, and they held structure and organization, correct? Right? So you couldn't go out there and do nothing reckless and then come back on the block and kick it like you didn't just go start a war. No, nigga, it's consequences to this. Now your brothers are going to hold you accountable, whether that means violating your ass or doing whatever needs to be done. And then they're going to go back to these other people in this other community and this other street organization that you kicked it off with, and let them know, hey, we handled this in house. This is how we did this. We apologize. It wasn't supposed to be this, and that. Men have to step up and be men and hold each other accountable. That is not on us as women. We are doing everything that we can, and holding things down, and being there when men go off and do whatever and come back, no matter how much crap we talk and, niggas ain't shit and isn't it. Like, we're still there. When they come back, we still there. We still got the home for them. We still been working and holding it down and raising a family and, dealing with unruly children who are dealing with missing their father and just father figures in general. So how much can you put on a woman? Like, how much responsibility can you put on us, especially when you want to do that and then say, we're half woman, half man. Like, when we make so much space for you to step up and be a man and you don't, what would you have us do? Would you have us crumble and let the family fall apart? Or do we have to step up and operate in that masculine energy? I feel like so many of us are crying out for real men to step up and take the reins and do what it is they're supposed to do. But that's just like, the movie Speed, or, some other movie where if you're in a car or something and you're driving and somebody loses control of the car, if you don't grab the wheel, the car is going to crash. Everybody's in the car is going to die. So somebody has to step up and just take the wheel. Like, we'll figure out this other shit later. We're going to figure out why he lost control of the vehicle and why he's not leading later. But right now, we have to survive, right? So that's the same thing with women stepping up and operating in an energy that's more masculine than it should be. That is not our choice. No woman wants to do that. So there you go.
I agree. And so many of our brothers, they tear us down to a point where, they mentally mess us up. So it's like, why are you destroying us too in the process of it? Like, we're destroyed. So that mindset of moving forward, we put this block up, and it does. It's like we're damaged from someone else damaging us. So now we're carrying this trash with us from someone else hurting us, and we trying to get rid of this trash and heal. And then when we open up and we get in a relationship with someone that falsifies and come to us like they love us again, they just as worse as the last one that damaged us. So it's like you date men that are repeatedly, and it's blindly done. So we don't even know until you're into the relationship, and then you're slowly being broke down.
So we limited to some good. We
There
are
you
like so many, so fucked up in that they don't know how to.
See, your sound system messed up.
Yeah, we having
But
some technical difficulties. Hold on, we can barely
they
hear you that
loyal
much.
to the other dude, but they can't be loyal to them.
Is she on a
They
cell
have they
phone?
back.
You on a computer? You got a headset? Do you have a headset, like some headphones or something that you can plug in?
Yeah.
That probably will work. That probably will work
Yeah.
better. I know we all got to be in sync, but before I pass the knowledge, Before I pass the knowledge, well, we all long-winded in here. We got to be conscious of the conversation part. But when we do that, sometimes if the man is there in the family, that does not necessarily mean that he's the stronger leader. You know, a lot of the times the women are just better leaders than the men. You hear me? And that could be the case whether the man is present or if he isn't present. So a lot of the times the women, like she said, Demetrius said earlier, they might have the insecurities because the woman might be better with finances. She might make more money, have a better job. The man might have a job, but he's struggling to make ends meet. You know, she might be a better communicator. She might be more educated, in which that's the case most of the time in the families. Me personally, women are looking for men to lead when most of the time they're better leaders.
But that doesn't mean nothing, Dirty.
Yeah.
Just because I have a better job doesn't mean that I don't allow you to lead your household. And if we're going biblically and you believe in the Bible, the man is the leader. Regardless if I'm making more money, you are the king of that kingdom. Why should I discredit you of that? And that is our home, right? I think the separation of this is that some women do belittle men and they make them feel less at times. But a woman that believes in the power of her home, no matter what her status is, she's going to allow that man to make decisions. She's going to allow that man to be the king of his home. You know, so you can't. We may be stronger. That's why we stand behind our man to help him to become stronger. We're not going to take the lead away from him. We're just going to push him a little bit more. But see, where we lose respect at is when he doesn't want to be a leader. He's out cheating. He's doing all these other things. Then we lose respect. And when a woman starts to lose respect, that's when the man has a problem, because we're gonna allow you to lead. We're gonna be submissive. Y'all take that away from us. That's where a lot of our dominance come from. Like, we're dominant because we've done dealt with I say it's excuses, you know. We've dealt with this, so we become dominant, and it hurts us too. Being dominant hurts a woman as well, trust me, because a lot of men, they don't even know what angle to come at with us, and then it takes an even stronger brother to deal with us.
Some men
Before we kick
don't
it,
even know how to.
Okay, go ahead. I was saying before we kick it a notch, I was going to ask, can we hear you? Speak. Let's make sure we can hear you, because you was having.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. Some men don't know how to, they so in these streets and these so-called or men that don't actually be men, relying on the street, and we need to let be men, but they need to also learn have that.
I'm sorry to cut you off though, Ma. We can barely hear you. Sound like you underwater. Are you playing through a speaker? Are you listening through the headset?
You got an earphone on there?
No,
it's on a cell phone. You know, some of the cell phones mess up.
Yeah, I'm on the.
That's
why.
Okay, that's what's going on. Well, we can barely
hear
you.
Man,
I
got to jump on this though, bro, because I've been holding it for a minute. Like, I like what has happened here tonight. I can't lie about it. And I think this is like where men have to be men. You know, normally men with times to disagree with women. I'm gonna say, man, I agree 1,000% with everything these women have been said. However, now
I agree about 600%.
I agree with it. I agree with it from
About
this
600.
perspective.
Yeah.
I agree with it from the perspective of saying what they emotionally feel. Like, because when I said women are half men, half woman, I was totally correct in saying that. Let me explain why I was totally correct. Then it will make sense. Women will say, I'm the mama and the daddy. I have never heard a man say, I'm the mama and the daddy. But I have heard a lot of women say.
Okay, go ahead.
No, gotta say what you're saying, because I want to keep the conversation current.
No real woman says that. There's no such thing as being a man.
Say that again, sis. Say it again.
No real woman says that. No real woman says that.
Hey, so listen. See, so these is why these conversations have to happen, because I'm gonna correct the guys. I'm gonna correct the men. If I hear some man on some shit where I'm like, nah, I'm the one to say, man, like, if y'all could hear what happened half of behind here, you'll be like, whoa.
We correct too. I mean, just like it's a difference between males and men, it's a difference between females and women. And real women call those females on their bullshit. Like, there's no such thing as being the mother and the father. It's just not. You can't.
Let me give like a
Father's
degree.
Day is for the fathers. It's not for the mothers. Don't expect a gift on Father's Day for mom. It's for the dads. That's his day.
Yes. If a woman is willing to admit she wants to be in her feminine capacity, there are God body men out here that are willing, but a lot of them don't know how. They need to be taught. They didn't have a father around or a man to say, hey man, don't put your energy everywhere. You know, I didn't have a young man, a father like me telling my sons, hey man, don't put your energy everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your sexual energy is your life force. This is literally your life force. It has the capacity to go into somebody and create a life that looks exactly like you. So if it has that type of power outside of you, what type of power does it have inside of you? You know, start making people and forcing them to look at things more difficult than they possibly looked at it at first. Once you do, you start these conversations, you start seeing the corrections. It is normal inside of us to be self-corrected, but some people are beyond correction. And when I say certain things with women, I say women have been strong so long that the moment you tell a strong woman, hey, look, like, this ain't correct, you might want to watch your child over here, I seen this or that, they automatically get defensive, like, you talking about now, they kids or this or that, because they've been doing it so long, trying to be so strong, they don't want to be criticized about nothing. I'm the type that look at it and understand it from an overall process, because you do have some women that will step up and be real and say, no woman gonna say I'm the mom and the daddy. I'm hard enough being the mom. I sure don't want to be the daddy too. A real woman would say that, so I'm gonna agree with it. But it could have easily been a woman over here to say, well, I have been the mom and the daddy. It would have just that easy. If the other two ladies, the goddesses on here, one of them is a possibility they could have been like, I am the mom and the daddy. There's a strong possibility of that. It didn't happen. Must have wasn't supposed to happen, you know, like, that's not what happened, but it was a possibility. So everything you say from a logical standpoint of where men think, I had a perfect reason where I could validate everything I say, but from an emotional perspective, from a woman's perspective, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. Like, that's cool to hear, because to me, that's how communications break through. Like, that's how we start getting through these barriers that we ain't quite broke through with the man. It's bad. The men are literally hating the women, and the women are literally hating men. Like, this shit is terrible. Like, it's getting to the point where the women, I'd rather deal with a woman than deal with these niggas. I'm like, whoa. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting bad. I agree. Like,
they talk more than us. They gossip more than us. They tell our relationship business to everyone. You don't even hit the one. We keep people out of our relationship because we already know that if we start talking about our man, another woman gonna envy it, and they gonna try to sleep with him. or the moment he get too close to her, he might try it too. You never know. So we typically we want to keep people out, but a man, they I be like, that's women are the ones that gossip, but now I hear more men gossip. I mean, even with their relationships, it's sad.
Yeah, people.
Yeah,
Sexual energy is the
men are
story
being
of
real
creation. Like he said, sexual energy is the story of creation. So we have to learn to harness it and use it for creation. It's like you're a man, you're not supposed to be senselessly jacking. Or a woman, you're not supposed to be playing with the toy every night. You're supposed to harness that sexual energy for building, being construction. So the men, and back to what Dimitri was saying, and a couple of the other brother knowledge and the water goddess, people, men. One of the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership is leaders naturally respect leaders stronger than themselves. With the woman coming up, not seeing a father figure, she's seeing mom running and holding it down, being the leadership role in the position of leadership. When she has a man, a lot of the time she doesn't know how to turn down that masculinity. You hear me? A lot of the time she still thinks she's playing both parts of the role, and that's not the case. And
it's because we don't trust. It's like we don't fully trust. That's why we do that. When we trust you, we'll start to come down. But if our trust has been broken so much, we continue to do it. And then sometimes it takes for that man to reassure us to say, you're not alone. I'm here with you. If he doesn't give us that reassurance, we're gonna keep doing it until he makes us feel secure.
That's part of the problem, though. That's back part of the problem.
We
got to grow.
Start having difficult conversations. Having a difficult conversation. Down them problems.
Real talk.
Break down
them fractions. All that. See what we can bring together to multiply. And stop belittling people. The biggest thing, I say, the base of the relationship is friendship. It's friendship. So if you talking to anybody crazy, your friends, your family, you want to just say whatever comes to your tongue. First part of self-mastery is mastering your emotions. So it's a head thing, as far as the women, they're masters of emotions or playing with emotions. If I'm feeling like this, if a man come in the house, I had a bad day, I'm feeling mad, I'm not going to press that energy onto my woman. Now let's flip the side of the coin. If a woman's having a bad day, most of the time, she's probably going to push this energy off onto the man. And that's bad right there. Like I say, self-mastery, the emotion. I often think men are more emotional than women.
Wait a minute.
You see,
I disagree because if I'm upset, I let everybody know I'm upset. Give me my.
That's what I'm talking about. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Yes, we are. If I need to this, to that moment, just give me that moment. Let me calm down, and then I'm gonna come talk to you. I want to take those those seconds. The self-conscious bias of the mind knows that we make decisions. We will speak when we're not calm. So it's taught. Well, for those that know, for us, it's taught that if I take 5 more minutes, it'll help me calm down and not react a certain way. So just give me those 5 minutes or 15 minutes just to calm down so that I can talk to you with respect. I know what mode I'm in. So I just want to calm down, detox.
But every time that we speak, it's not you. We're just venting. You just need to listen while we're. And it's not because we're angry. It's because we're trying to get it out. We trust to get it out. Women just like the vent.
Men like the vent as well, but oftentimes when they do start talking and coming into the feminine side, because men have feminine emotions as well. Now men is bitches. they talking like bitches, they gossiping and shit. You know,
No.
so it's you gotta find a way to straddle the fence. Oh, he saw he gossiping. Hey man, he might go to Facebook. Hey man, somebody help me, man. A lot of time people want to keep their relationship secretive because they want you to entertain their bullshit. You hear me? Let's talk about
more
it.
men like were
Let's
like
talk
you.
about it. Huh?
No, we wish more men were like you that felt that
I
you feel as
want-
though men are more feminine because we get the total opposite.
I
Like
want me a
lot of men are not
vulnerable
like
man.
you.
Like
They're
I
not
need a-
like you. They're not in tone with our feelings, in tune with our feelings or our emotions.
I need you to
or
let
how
me loose with me, baby.
you want somebody to cuss you out. You wasn't, girl, I pissed him off, girl. He called me a bitch. He had me up, he was mad, girl.
Now
They be entertaining.
that's
Sometimes women want you to
that's-
entertain some bullshit to me. I just think they want to get an emotional response out of you. You know? Oh, I want to stir up the waters. You hear me? That's they gotta tone that shit down, turn that shit down like about 40%. You hear me? I say the base of any relationship, whether it's your kids, it could be your kids. I'm the parent. God damn it, what I say goes, get yada yada yada. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Who's gonna download that? You hear me? Hey, shut the fuck up. Listen to me. I said this is my yada yada. Who you automatically gonna cut that shit off? You know what I mean? So first of all, the relationship, the base is friendship, speech. It's like knowledge was talking about.
Communication
is key.
Communication.
Knowledge is key.
Everything you said was communication.
Yeah.
I mean, but can I just say that it's not natural for a man to be as emotional or more emotional than a woman? Like, it's not.
Correct.
I don't know. That's some of that new age,
That's correct.
politically correct.
I disagree, agree.
I agree.
But let me say this: I cannot, and this could be another thing because some things are cultural and geographical, right? I know down south things are different. Maybe I don't know. I'm from Chicago. I do not want a man that's emotional as hell and operating in his feminine energy too much. That's not my thing. I don't. But some women like that. You know, they want to be all soft and sensitive, and but it's not natural. It's not in a man's nature, a black man especially, to be. We have to be able to, as women, okay? So if we are out of control or if we get emotional or whatever, that's where balance comes in at. Our man is supposed to be strong and, and just have a certain energy that, for instance, I can get a little feisty sometimes, right?
About to start moving the goalposts.
I have to be with a man who I have to be with a man who can give me a look that makes me pipe the fuck down. I don't care where
I'm the same way.
Because
I'm the same way.
That is what my man is supposed to do, and I trust him to lead and guide and protect me. And if he's gonna jump emotional and be on the same energy that I'm on when I'm not operating in my on my highest level, then we are not compatible. And that's not to say that he's not a good man for another woman, but we all need to be realistic about what it is that we want in a woman. You can't want a woman that's so strong. And then I know that you said something earlier about sometimes the women are the best leaders, and that's kind of weird to me too, because we can't lead better than our men when we talk about our households and communities. We can complement some things and we can guide, advise him in some areas, but that should still be done in private. In public, he is the face of the family and the community, and he's supposed to lead, and we're going to respect that and be quiet. And there is a such thing as a woman staying in her place, and gender roles are a thing.
That's indoctrination.
Absolutely.
But
Indoctrination.
we don't need for our men to be out here irrational and operating on the same wavelength as women. Now, that doesn't mean that a man can't be vulnerable. He can't express himself. He cannot have emotions. But there is a time and a place. If you are a man and you're always acting like that, you are now a liability, because other men, that's just like if you're out here in the jungle, if you got this weak or wounded animal, then the other packs are going to attack. Oh, okay, that's weak. That family has no protection because their leader is wounded. Your leader is
Never let a
weak.
person see your
Correct.
weakness.
So we cannot have our men to think that it's okay and it's normal now, you know, well, that's how it is now. No, it's not. And when we talk about what is wrong with the state of Black relationships and everything like that, that is one of the issues.
Let me cut you off real quick. Let me define the state of emotions. A natural instinctive state of mind deriving from one's circumstances, mood, or relationship with others. Now, that's the Webster's definition. My definition of emotions is the E stands for energy. Whatever energy you have in motion, you might be sad, you might be happy, you might be compassionate, you might be lustful, you might be, so that's what I mean. Men are this fact that men aren't emotional, that's I don't that's some type of weird indoctrination.
Outwardly emotional. They should not be as outwardly emotional as women. I'll say that.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous line to cross and a dangerous precedent to set, to start normalizing our men being as outwardly emotional as our women. And we see that all the time. That's why, you know, men are out here, especially the younger generation, and they just kind of out of control. You know, you step in the shoe, they shooting you.
Killing. Emotions.
You say wrong, they shooting you. You like
call me a bitch.
You could be upset, but like calm yourself and govern yourself like a king should, like a man should. Or don't
get beat up and you gotta go get a gun.
What you think about that knowledge? Yeah, somebody put their feet on me, I'm a pistol with them. You know, touching me. I'm not scared to fight though, but I'm not in the mood to be tripping with nobody.
If somebody steps on your shoe, you gonna pistol whip them? Is that what you said?
I didn't say that. I say they put their feet on. They put their feet on me. You touch me, I'm trying to make sure you don't touch nobody else. You know, maybe that's, you know, I'm an emotional guy. But what you think about that knowledge? I'm a Gemini. I'm smiling and I get angry. You know,
hey, bro, I have to give my closing statement right here. Bro, I appreciate tonight's conversation. Big time. Big time. I think the goddess has got to open up about a lot of the things I don't normally hear from platforms. Like, I don't normally hear the women open up to what they have opened up tonight, where we have actually been able to communicate on a basis to where I think we could all know more about how people actually think. I want to start off there. Then from the second place I want to go to is, yeah, the men should lead, bro. There's no even reason why we should even have a question about what should be going on. Should a man be leading his household or leading people around him? That shouldn't even be an argument or a question. That's why I look at it and I immediately go past that part, but then I see how men can't control, how we all can't control ourselves. Like, I've been at that place. Men's biggest battle is controlling their temptations, their impulses. You know what I'm saying? This is our biggest problem. Once a man learns to harness his energy, he can be just as powerful as a woman. But we want to hump on all the women and then relegate all the responsibility to a woman. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'll be one of the first dudes to step up and say, oh shit, like, you'll never catch it, bro. You know, we've been knowing each other for years. You'll never catch why I won't tell a man. Like, even in the space that I'm going to now, I feel like, bro, it's so much in the world is different from how we actually view it. If it could be a Rubik's Cube, we would all look at it different. You know what I'm saying? I can look at people and feel their energy, feel their life, where they're going, a whole lot of shit. So I'll be way past the small time parts of talking a lot of times. I really be shit, you know what I'm saying? You just hit the ball, you know, I'm at third base. However, bro, like, past that. So what I'm saying is, yeah, bro, my closing statement is, I'm talking to the young guys. We all were taught everything wrong, and it's our job to correct it. We all came from broken homes, but it's up to us to define our own. Like, we came from broken homes, but now it's up for you to write your story. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing every day. We getting up and we writing how we gonna be remembered on this lifetime while we was here. So we can argue about that, have our discussions or disagreements, or we can come to truths and build on those truths. We know certain things was real. We know certain things were not real. The majority of things, we was taught Santa Claus came down the chimney and gave you presents. Who believe it now? But yet some people still teach it to their youth. They teach it to their offspring. They know it's not true, but they're gonna teach it to them. So when you look at the younger generation, why are they so lost? Everybody lied, bro. Like, we don't have these conversations with our youth and say, man, I don't tell the young men, hey, man, when you spill your seed, you just spill your life source. Like, you putting your energy here, and the more you put your energy here, you're not going to accomplish what LeBron James accomplished. You're not going to accomplish what Mike Tyson accomplished. You're not going to accomplish what Marcus Garvey accomplished. You're not going to do it because you're going to be putting your energy. Your energy is going to end up somewhere it didn't need to be, and your life source is going to be gone. It's going to be depleted. You're not telling the young men this because you don't know this. So once you start telling the young men, and you start seeing them, you activate them. You see you activate them, they start moving different. Then you say, okay, that's the truth. I recognize that it's true. Keep moving. But yet and still, we have to argue because we're going to a casteless society in this world. You know, whether people know it or not, we're going to a society where there's going to be more surveillance. People openly have surveillance on their Ring cameras. There's surveillance. Pretty soon, the stores will be where you just pick stuff up in the store and you walk out and they send you a receipt on the email. You know, this is the world we're going into. You know, whether we like it or how we look at it or not, but the smallest things people could do is start coming to some truths and realizing that it's always human's nature to look for ways of survival or ways to build nations that are stable. Women want comfort, bro. Women want to know that regardless, that man is going to make sure they straight. If something did happen, he going to go before he let something happen, anything around him, at any time. Like, this shit should be a given. But now in this world, these days right here, it's not a given, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing is a given. You know what I'm saying? So to say what we're saying now, what do people look for in relationships? I say people that you can relate to. If you can mentally relate to somebody and get on one shit with that person and say, I could be around this person for forever. Like, that is something you can relate to and y'all can be on one ship. If that's not possible, or you see flaws in the person, don't get off your ship and get on somebody else's ship. Period, point blank. So why do relationships struggle? Because we don't quite know. Yeah, everybody's quite looking for something, but they don't know what they're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, somebody you can relate with. That's my closing statement there, man.
Indeed. Okay, my closing statement, man. The story. I'm not an indoctrinated person. I have my own thoughts. Mostly, I don't believe in the religious indoctrination. As far as God being a man, I believe God is a woman. The essence, Mother Nature, the spiritual. The story is spiritual and physical. It's a duality. We see the physical creation of a woman having a baby. We see the actual story being created in the physical form. The woman carrying the child for 9 months, the woman being bored. But with the Roman religious indoctrination, we've been programmed to see things a certain way. So once the spirit disconnects from the physicality, this represents death. So I'm a spiritual person. Hey, we can be cool, we laughing, we joking, we coming together in harmony. But if we're in disharmony and we tripping, we being hateful, and then so this is where the spirit clash, and it's the battle of self, the battle between good and evil. And in Islam, they call it the battle of jihad, the battle of self, the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror. So like you said, relationships struggle because we're playing the blame game. So we got to do better. We got to have self accountability in our own struggles as we grow. You know, stages of development. And, you know, what's the difference between the apple seed and the apple tree? The stages of development. So when we're talking about relationships and we're talking about the young life, we got to see that the youngsters are going to be more horny. A man in his 20s, a man will never be as horny as he would be in his 20s. You know, from there, testosterone starts to decline. And a woman, estrogen, a woman gets more hornier in her 40s. You know, they more horny. Hey, goddamn it, get off of me. Goddamn it, I'm not a machine. So the thing of that nature is we got to do better in relationships. We got to uplift our people. We got to uplift our women. In closing. Everybody don't rush to take the flow. Everybody
Yeah,
don't
you know
rush
what I'm
to take the flow.
saying? Who got it? Got it.
Yeah, everybody
We got
don't rush to take
learn
it.
how to
Dirty be
evolve
hitting
and
left balls.
All right, for real, you gotta
I mean,
spin it. You gotta stimulate thought.
yeah, I mean, as far as a closing statement, I'm in agreement with the closing statements that you guys made, and that's just, you know, and I would just add to that, you know, accountability and self-awareness and the willingness to do the work, because it's not easy to get to where we need to do and admit our own faults and shortcomings and how and where we were wrong, and like you said, get to the point where we can stop playing the blame game and just, you know, kind of dig in and do the work, because that's the only way we're going to be able to move forward. And, you know, same thing, growth and development, for lack of a better term, but you know, that's the only way out, and that's the only way for us and you know, our relationships. I think what I would add in a closing statement, and I'm glad it's a closing statement because I know the reaction this is going to get, but I think that there also has to be, for women, we have to be realistic about our expectations of monogamy from men, and stop allowing that to determine or to make us believe a man's level of love and respect for us. If we just going off the numbers and you look at how many Black men are dying or incarcerated and then homosexual, it's not going to leave one man for every woman. It's just not. So harmony will be restored a lot quicker when the infighting stops, and when women, you know, stop trying to have that one up on another woman. And, you know, if you're living with a man or you're married or whatever, and you guys are sleeping in the same bed, but 3 nights out of the 7 you're arguing and at each other's necks and hating each other anyway, you may as well let them be in the other household with the other woman for the other 3 days. You're gonna miss each other, and then he can, you know, give each household what they need. And but it should be not in a sneaky way, but in understanding, and everybody's, you know, doing whatever. If we can all agree that 2 incomes is better than 1, then we have to know the power of that third income, because no matter what we want ourselves to believe, in a lot of cases, there is going to be more than 2 people in a relationship, whether everybody knows about it or not. So when we get to the point where we can be mature enough to understand that, you know, numbers don't lie, and the numbers do not work in the favor of, you know, every woman having her own man, or, you know, whatever, then I think we can move forward. We can combine families and work together to build the way that it's supposed to be. When you have, you know, 1 man and 2 women in the household, and, you know, 1 woman is at home nurturing the children, and, you know, the man is at work, or the man and a woman is at work, but you do have someone at home nurturing and taking care of the household and things like that. You know, we're gonna have to have some tough conversations about that too, and make some progress in that area. That's my closing statement.
I'm just gonna I'm communication. Communication is key. If I don't care if it's a ship, it's communication. You have to have it. No matter how soft it is, it's
Well, I can dig that. We appreciate you didn't hear. We heard communication. All right, communication.
communication.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. Go ahead, close us out.
Okay, so I'm gonna say just you know, going through, you know, childhood traumas that affected my adult decisions, and through domestic violence and almost losing my life. I'm going to say that, you know, learning a person and knowing a person instead of rushing into something because we want to be loved so bad, we have to really focus on ourselves and the healing piece of within ourselves, right? In order to have a healthy relationship, we have to be healthy. And I think most of the relationships, we're not healthy. Both individuals are battling traumas in their life. So they're bickering, they're arguing. A lot of people in relationships are competing against each other when we should be here. I don't care if I'm here financially and he's here financially, we're still here, regardless of the fact at all times. And, I think a lot of people belittle each other. So there's some big things you have to respect, you have to communicate, you have to know each other, you have to give each other time and space too, because I think people hover over people, so they don't give them that time to breathe, and they just always want to be on them. So make sure that you're giving space, and also make sure that if you're with someone, make sure that they're loving themselves. You should never allow anyone to love you more than you love yourself. And I think that's the biggest piece in a relationship. As individuals, we love that other person more, and they're not loving us the same. And anyone that loves you is going to make sure that you're loving yourself. So I think that's key. Love yourself first, and then love will surround you. You'll know what love is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Appreciate all that insights. Appreciate the guys and the goddesses pulling up. Hey, y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all pulling up and y'all messing with us. Salute.